So the main reasons for our pursuit of an ERP system, I had looked for some time at different ERP systems throughout the years. Based off of where we were currently structured, we had multiple platforms that we were dealing with. So we were operating accounting out of QuickBooks. We were running our e-commerce on Shopify. We had a warehouse system. We had a shipping system. We had integrations between each one of those to try and get the data to match up. Inventory, revenue, sales to all match in these different platforms, and it was causing a bit of data integrity issues, along with getting accurate reporting for budgeting and finance, as well as even paying and getting paid from our customers accurately based off of what information we had in each of those platforms. And so ultimately it pushed us to look to an ERP system so we could consolidate. And I had done some research and landed on NetSuite, and that's ultimately the decision that we made to move to NetSuite. Yeah, so I did some research in some competitors of yours and what options were available out in the market, going directly to NetSuite and using their implementation team versus using a third-party NetSuite provider like yourselves. And so some of my concerns back and forth were, okay, if we go with ScaleNorth directly, what benefits do we have from that? ScaleNorth has the BPO. You guys had experience inside of NetSuite, have done implementations, and then I looked at, okay, what if we go with NetSuite directly versus ScaleNorth? And it was, okay, we can save some costs on things, but how is the support post go live going to be for us? Are we just going to be left to our own devices after we go live, and we're just going to have to figure it out ourselves from there? And then also the accounting support aspect of it. So that's kind of where we were weighing the two options, NetSuite directly versus ScaleNorth. And I decided to go with ScaleNorth for the fact of, yes, the cost was more. The implementation going with ScaleNorth was definitely more than going with NetSuite directly. But for us, the support post go live and any future projects, we just felt more comfortable knowing that we had a team behind us who we could reach out to and get support from, rather than feeling like we were going to get left in the dark going with NetSuite directly and their implementation team. And so that's ultimately why we decided to go with ScaleNorth in the end. It's actually crazy to think about that. Yeah, so for us, ScaleNorth ultimately helped us solve the challenges of data integrity, having a centralized platform that we could see our sales, see our inventory, account for everything step by step in the accounting and finance process. And working with the team from the very beginning was amazing. They have all been amazing in keeping us on track, providing their input to what issues we had as far as data integrity and getting to where we could visually see all of our business in each area. And it also really helped us to kind of set a process in place where before we were kind of just, moving in a direction that if someone had an issue, it would come up and we would have to troubleshoot it each time. We're now working with ScaleNorth. We've set up a process for each area of the business to stick to and know that that's best practice inside of NetSuite. That allows us to be most effective and most optimized on the platform. So that's been really great with the ScaleNorth team, is knowing that Laura's kept us on track through the whole project management side, and Madhu and uh, her consulting team have been amazing in solving each little issue that has come up, both in gathering all of our data for go live and as well as post go live, fixing those issues that come up here and there during the go live process. So. For us, I think an example, two examples. One is we had an issue with our invoicing sending out to customers. We had a lot of manual process in that. We were manually adjusting invoices based off of what shipped and didn't ship so that customers were paying for just what they were receiving from us. And the ScaleNorth team helped us to, one, automate the process inside of NetSuite. So that invoice email was automatically going out to customers. And then also automating the division of the invoice from what has shipped and what hasn't. So we weren't manually doing that process at the end of each month saying, okay, we need to remove items that haven't shipped yet on this invoice, then we can send the invoices. All of that is being done now automatically inside of NetSuite. And so that was a huge time saver for us that the ScaleNorth team did. And then most recently, we had some performance reviews with the rest of our team. And one of the members of our finance team shared with us that NetSuite has been a game changer as far as how much time he has now saved in his day to not be doing all these manual tasks that he was previously doing inside of QuickBooks and other platforms. All of that is being done inside of NetSuite, most of it automated, and has saved a ton of time that way. So those are two areas most recently that we've seen the biggest efficiency gain from what the ScaleNorth team has helped us with. I would say consider the cost comparison, not just off of the cost of what is cheaper in the dollar amount, but what are you gaining from the areas of the business that you can't really put a dollar value to. Like, okay, if we were to have an issue, what does that look like with one partner versus another partner? And I think with ScaleNorth, that was something that I really focused on and wanted to take advantage of, was knowing that we had a dedicated team. We could ask a question at any time and get answers to it rather than being sent to a help desk or referred here. And so that is something that I would consider when working with ScaleNorth versus somebody else, as well as the BPO process was huge for us. If you're in that situation as a client and need BPO accounting services, it was a no-brainer for us in that regard, because we didn't have to train somebody up immediately on, okay, now you need to know NetSuite. You only know QuickBooks. Now you need to know NetSuite. Instead of the BPO team knows exactly what it is. They walked through our implementation process with us, so they knew how our business operated. and then they were able to jump right in post go live. 100% yes. I would recommend ScaleNorth. I would recommend them for the fact that the dedication to the project planning was very meticulous. I appreciated Laura staying on top of each deadline that was part of the implementation plan, as well as providing their insight to what best practices would be inside of NetSuite. So for us, a lot of it was we we didn't really know the capabilities of NetSuite, and so it was great to have somebody to guide us through what best practices are, how we could optimize, how we could improve it, uh, our business to make it better. And so that's ultimately why I loved working with ScaleNorth during that time, is I knew that, okay, yeah, we know our business, but having somebody say, well, we could look at this or look at that or improve here, and really made the implementation that much better overall. So that would be my why. It's been an amazing experience working with ScaleNorth. And I mean, I'll just say I came across you guys just randomly searching for implementation partners on NetSuite. So props to the marketing team. They're doing a great job. So that ultimately to me is like, you guys are out there, you're wanting to be the gold standard in implementation, and I think it shows from what I've seen of our implementation. It was great. Roadblocks and issues that came up were handled perfectly, and it made it that much more of a better experience than what I was hoping for and planning for, as just contingency overall. Like, okay, implementations are always bad, so let's just plan for the worst. And uh, I looking back on it, I don't feel like that was the case working with you guys. So great job.